Okay, so we have to put the flywheel on. There's a bigger hole here that goes with the pin that is right there. So this is a locating pin that goes with this one. So this thing goes like that. So now we have to put the bolts in. It's again, it's a special Torx. It's wider than your usual Torx because the bolts are special design also. I'm gonna try to put the bolts opposite direction. I'm trying to go like in a star pattern. The flywheel is not fully set in its position, so when we're gonna torque, it's gonna get on his its locating diameter. So we gotta give it a bit of time and try to torque all around with just the ratchet prior to torque those. These bolts got to be replaced. Okay. The torque we found for this thing is 89 pound-feet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna torque it at first level, let's say at 45, just for the first 4 bolts. Then we're gonna torque it the proper way. So the screwdriver is to hold the flywheel in place. So this one is done. Let's do this one here. Then this one here, and then this one here. Okay, I'm gonna set it to 89. Okay, so we're gonna do the others now. 89 straight. These ones supposed to be torqued, just want to make sure. Okay. Right. Okay, they're all good. Okay, so now it's time to install the clutch. Clean the pressure plate with brake cleaner. So we're using this bushing as a centering tool for the clutch. So this is a diameter that goes right here. It's like a bushing. There's a threaded place to be able to pull it out. Just gonna remove the bolt from it. And I'm gonna slide this clutch in place. Then for the pressure plate, the way this thing works, we have to put a puller on it that grabs the prongs here, 3 places around, and pushes the finger down. Once this is down, this is how we're gonna bolt this thing in place. Because once it's bolted in place, there are fingers here. We're gonna show that we have to push, because this is an automatic adjustment for the pressure plate. So we're gonna have to push the fingers in prior to release the fingers once this thing is gonna be in place. Like that. So now time to bolt the pressure plate in place. So the first level of torque is 133 pound-inch. These bolt has to be replaced as well. So we align the yellow marks. Okay, now I'm gonna insert the bolts in place. So I don't know if I said, but these bolt has to be replaced. So we're gonna torque this thing first level of torque. We cannot do the bolts that are underneath that thing, so we have no choice. We have to do these, only 3 for now. So first bolt done. Second bolt done. So the 3 bolts are done. Now we had to add 90° to the bolts, so we're gonna do those, even though we don't have the 6 bolt on, because the first level of torque is very low, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so now we're torquing this bolt 90° more. Okay, this one is done. So now we're gonna do the 3 others. Okay. Okay, done. So we turn the crankshaft from the other side clockwise to get that bolt on top. It's going to be easier to add the 90°. Okay. Also, we did some mark, if you look on the boat, with marker to make sure that we know which one is torqued. We're gonna make mark on this one as well. We're marking this one too, so we know it's done. Okay, so now we're gonna address this thing here for the adjustment. So once you torque this thing on and you compress the fingers of the pressure plate, you have to move these fingers here. There's fingers. You got to slide 3 of those at the same time. You can do it normally with 2 screwdrivers, it's good enough. We had a bit of a trouble to do it, so we used this groove inside the groove there, and we were able to just pry it. It's a self-adjustment. So it's like a thing that you gotta release all the way back, and then each time you're gonna clutch, as the clutch wears off, this thing is gonna give a bit more. So once this is good like that, and we're gonna hold them back, then we're gonna release this thing here, and this is gonna be set. This pressure plate is gonna be set. Then it's gonna be a matter of just putting back the other bolts that are going there. Yeah. So we should have moved the fingers prior to bolt the pressure plate on the flywheel. This is why we had a bit of a struggle with it. You got to hold the fingers while you release that thing, otherwise it's gonna take back its the adjustment. Done. Now it's a matter of just putting the 3 other bolts and doing the first level of torque and then the 90 degree. So once you're done, you put the bolt here in the clutch locator, and you just slide that thing out.